This week on Meet a Scientist, we're giving you the second half of our interview with licensed cosmetologist Julie Bowman.
When we're talking about coloring hair, a lot of times people will say, oh, let's go from black to blonde. That's not typically possible in a one-day sitting. Pigment in the hair has to be lifted out. To do that, you have to apply an oxidation process where you take hydrogen peroxide and usually a bleach ingredient. You mix them together and then you apply it to the hair. What that does is it dissolves the pigment in the hair, which then lightens the hair strand. The hair strands are made kind of like shingles where they're laying on top of each other, and the molecules come in between the shingles and they sit inside of the hair strand if it's a permanent or semi-permanent hair color. And that's the part of the process that we need the oxidation to lift up those hair strands. The oxidation kind of makes it foam. And so it's lifting the hair strands then to deposit the color. Hair color has 10 levels, 10 being the lightest, 1 being the darkest. You can only achieve about 5 to 7 levels of lift in one sitting. Something you have to think about when you're a hairstylist is there are underlying tones behind each of the levels of color. Levels 4 to 1, so the very darkest levels, they don't have a strong underlying tone, but levels 5 through 8 are a red-orange undertone, and then 8 through 10 are a yellow undertone. So when we're coloring hair, we have to think about counteracting that undertone to make sure that it's not overly warm. For the yellow, we've got to add purple back into the hair. So that will balance out. You get a nice neutral once that's balanced. And you know, the red orange, we're going to go across the color spectrum. We've got a blue green that we need to add back into the hair to balance that. If you get red hair color put in your hair, the molecules are smaller and they will wash out of the hair strands quicker. You know, I've got some purple here. This is not a permanent color. This is a direct dye. So direct dyes do not use oxidative ingredients. They are going to sit straight on top of the hair strand. Sometimes they will permeate the outer layer of the follicle, but most of the time they just sit directly on top of the hair strand. So usually the direct dyes, they wash out a lot quicker. I really love working with color. I like being creative with it. And also color theory has always come easy to me because I was really into art as a child. So I know the color spectrum and how the opposite colors work nicely together and balance each other out. We've got different levels of developer. We've got different formulations. So it is a science, and sometimes science goes unexpectedly. And so we have to do, you know, retouches or toning to the hair strands. But it's fun. I like it. It's like an experiment every time.